So if you're someone that struggles with a bit of a high, floaty, weak ball flight, who feels like you're not getting anywhere near as much distance as you should from your irons, then this will be a great video for you. Because we specifically look at a lot of delivery aspects, specifically loft, how to control it, how to get it down, to bring down that ball flight, more piercing trajectory, more distance. Because today we had Jay down from the Amateur Golf Collective, which we'll touch on in a second, to look at his irons, really understand a bit about how they're performing for him, look at all the numbers, his delivery numbers, and just understand more about it as a whole. So hence why we didn't necessarily go much down the fitting route, we went more down the swing route. So hopefully there could be some great little bits of advice and little tips for you guys in there. But any questions on that, post them below and I'll get back to you. But yeah, Jay down from the Amateur Golf Collective and Indie Golf. So I'll pop those links below to their Instagram and websites. Go check them out, doing great things, trying to support small independent golf brands and link everyday golfers such as yourself with small independent brands, even like myself, and hundreds and hundreds of others who are trying to get into golf and support golfers and just give you guys a fantastic service, really. So it's helping all those little people, which is fantastic. So I'll say I'll link them below. Go check them out. Go give them a follow. You never know, you might find a service or a product that could change your golf. Right, so let's jump into the video. Like I said, any questions, post them below. I think there's going to be some really good bits in here, so enjoy and let me know what you think. Cool. So you already said that you've got a bit of a fade at the minute.
Yeah.
So you miss generally right, not left.
Yeah.
Ball flight, high, low.
Like with the one shot we looked at earlier, where I was coming down on it too much and it was too low. The strike seems to be more consistent a little bit further forward. So okay. I tend to be then getting a higher flight. So
high ball flight, bit of a fadey, right miss.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And again, those were just bought off the shelf.
Went into a popular golf store.
Yeah,
and
big brand.
Yeah, these were sitting in there kind of second-hand bit, they're trade-ins.
Yeah.
And somebody just went, oh, these will work for you.
So we've already done all the specs and they'd already been up on the screen, so you know what we're hitting.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hit a few, mate, and see what's going on. Bit straighter, a little bit heavy.
Yeah, it felt a little bit heavy, but actually didn't feel too bad contact.
You did say that to me before though, didn't you? You said that if anything, your contact, you can get quite a few heavy ones.
Yeah. I do. That tends to be, if anything, it will be just too heavy.
Yeah.
Notice it more when I'm at the range hitting off mats.
So there will be a reason for that. Well, I'll tell you now because I briefly touched on it earlier, didn't I, when I was watching you warm up?
Yeah.
Too much loft.
Yeah.
So that there, face was dead square. So sometimes if the face is way open, obviously that will impact dynamic loft. But that one there, face was square at impact relative to your path. And you delivered 34 degrees of loft. So again, when we checked the loft of that earlier, the guys watching will know, I think it was 31.7, I think it was. Either way, you're adding loft at impact. Right. So it means at the point of impact, hands are essentially behind the club head and, you know, we're almost scooping, really.
Yeah.
It's just more of that sort of motion. So that will almost always lead to fats and thins, like for a lot of people. So we might have a little dabble with that in a second. I might see if I can get you taking a little bit of loft off. Shouldn't be too hard.
Cool.
Sounded nice.
Felt nice.
Sounded cleaner.
Again, it's that pushy right. Did sound a bit nicer.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, that's a perfect strike. That's exactly pretty much where we want to see it on this diagram. That is perfect. Zero path, so that's not an issue. Face just a fraction open. All that was, but again, you can see there 32 degrees of dynamic loft, so still adding loft. Launching at 22, backspin at 7,000, which outside it's going to spin more than it does in here, so that's over 7,000 spin outside. Okay, it was a little bit of a right miss. We expect that to spin a little bit more, but still, that's a lot of launch and spin. Way too much. Give you good stopping power is one thing, 49-degree descent angle. That'll stop. Okay.
Which is a good thing, to be fair.
That is a good thing. That is a good thing. We want it to stop. Control is good. Again, sounded lovely, mate. Basically the same thing. You just aim a bit left, mate, and you'll be sorted. Yeah, get decent strike, zero path, face a little bit open.
Very consistent.
Very consistent. Go. People moan that they're not consistent. You're consistent.
Yeah, that's what every golfer wants, right?
Yeah, consistently missing right. Just aim left. From a ball flight perspective, those irons are giving you way too much launch, way too much spin. Essentially, like I said to you earlier, with irons, we're trying to maximise distance and control. At the minute it's going up and it's not really going forward. We need enough up to get enough stop, but we want to try and maximize distance as well as maximizing control would be the goal. And that is maximizing control, because you'll probably get backspin, but it's not maximizing distance at all. I want to have a quick play with your swing first of all. Is lesson something that you've kind of done or been doing, or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
A lot of opinions.
A lot of opinions, same as everything else in golf. There's lots of opinions out there, isn't there? Cool. All right, mate. Take setup for me quickly. So essentially all we want to do if we're trying to take off loft is leave the club behind, right? That's all you want to do. So if you just take grip on it for me. For me, it's going to be more of a fluid motion of, right, we're going back, leave the club, come through. Back, leave the club, come through. Lead with the hands, yeah?
Yeah.
Back, leave the club, almost feel like we're increasing this angle. Back, leave the club, pull through. Get on that left side, the hands are at front, and we're going to take off loft that way, right?
Yeah.
So just hit a couple of easy ones where you're just trying to feel that motion of back, leave the club behind the hands, lead through with the hands. Just keep trying to feel that flow. Don't try and get too snatchy. Okay, good.
If that keeps consistently going right, could it just be alignment or could it be grip?
So what I would, it could be grip. I mean, if if you've got a slightly weak grip, you can strengthen it, of course. All I would say is that when you're trying to lead with the hands, I would try and feel like the chest is staying more over the ball. I think you stand up out of it too soon.
Okay.
And the face essentially just goes like this,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So as we're trying to lead through, obviously, I mean, you get the right hand a bit more involved if you want by sort of feeling like it gets a bit more on top, because obviously dynamically, if we push that forward, but if you just set up square and that goes forward, naturally that's now really open, right?
Yeah, of course.
So that right hand does need to start to try and feel a bit more like this
Yeah,
because we're leading. But I would say is try and stay down, chest a bit more over the ball, lead with the hands as we're getting onto that left side. Yep, good. Good. As soon as I get you squaring up that face, this is just going to jump and go miles. As you come through, I really want you to feel like, again, as we're leading with the club, feel that.
Yeah.
Like low left, right hand a bit more on top. So again, still leaving behind, a bit more like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Low left exit, right hand getting a little bit more on top. So relaxed in the wrists. Yeah, there we go, mate. Better?
It was a draw.
Yeah, I know you turned it over a bit, but that's me telling you to exit a little bit further left. Get the face a bit more closed. Yep, so pass now moves a little bit inside, hitting 3 down, taking off a little bit of loft, which is a byproduct of the face being a bit closed as well. When the head like tilts, the weight tends to go back, right? Because if we do this, and the head tilts, the weight kind of somewhat goes back and the low point drops back.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm almost trying to keep that head and that chest more kind of over the ball and feel like I'm swinging under my chin.
Yeah.
Just leading with the hands coming under the chin as we go forward, and like just feel like you're just pulling your hands out towards the target. That sounded better, mate.
That sounded really nice.
Yeah, it was much better.
Felt nicer as well.
There you go. So again, a bit of a draw, a little bit left, and right, a jump to over 160 carry, and it was still not. I mean, it looks really good on there. That was a little bit high on the face, but. So 5 down, 26 loft. So again, launch comes down to 17, spin at 6,000. So that's obviously a lot better, and carry goes up to 162. I know it's a little bit closed face and that will be having a little bit of an impact on it, but now 87 feet, 45%. So all of a sudden you go from sort of thinking, all right, we're missing a bit right, it's loads of launch, loads of spin, we need to get you into a stronger lofted iron to bring that down. So now actually looking at that ball flight, peaking at 87 with 45 degrees, and I go, I don't want that any lower. But you changing this dynamic of trying to get more loft off will infinitely improve your strike and get rid of the fat ones.
Yeah.
So this is a way better approach than me just essentially trying to sell you a stronger lofted set of irons at the minute.
Yeah.
I always give people the option. I can say, I can tinker with your swing, or I can just sell you a different set of irons. Set of irons works for me because we make money on it, right? But it's not always the best approach. It's just that heavy one. You see where your weight comes back from time to time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm 99% certain that's just the chest doing that.
Yeah.
Again, just take setup. This next one, all I want you to feel is like, as we're coming post impact, I want your right hand just to get massively on top.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel like you're just going to hit a massive snap hook almost. You're going to use the right hand to close the club face essentially, right? So if it's still going right,
Yeah.
club face is still way open, you're not closing the face. Yeah, mate, you're getting it now.
That was
You're
nice.
getting it now. Really nice. It's way cleaner contact, right? Probably still a little bit too much loft. Yeah, 29, it's better. Much, much better strike. Efficiency is really good. 109 feet in the air, 50%. Okay, so it's still a little bit on the high side. So the loft's still a smidge higher than I would like to see it, but definite improvement. Definite improvement. But if you can tie those, the hard thing is again with trying to lead with a handle when you're naturally someone who wants to hold on to it and leave the face open anyway, the face just becomes almost more open. So it's almost like as we're leading with a handle, you almost got to feel like a lead and a roll to close the face. If you don't get the roll, you just end up blocking it straight right, which I don't think is a bad thing for you anyway, because I think you tend to hold on and that's why you lean back off it anyway. You're trying to let the right hand get more on top as you go through. See how that takes the pressure off? Rather than we try and hold and fall. Yeah, that was better. That was better, mate. Really good. So how much lower that came out?
Actually felt easier.
Yes, it would take pressure off, mate.
Yeah.
Being more relaxed, so much easier. It's almost like the hands are just flowing through. That was so close. Like the motion, looks more relaxed. I said for you, it's almost like I don't feel like you could lead extreme enough with your hands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll just show you something quickly, right? Like, if you just stand behind me, like, because you have a tendency of the chest going out too soon, in terms of if I kind of swing and the chest kind of goes, see how my chest's just gone so quickly?
Yeah.
It's almost so hard for me to like square that face up because my chest's out here and it's there, which is exactly what you did there. Like the strike was quite good, face was just way open. So if I was to do the exact opposite, and I'm going to feel like my chest stays here and the club overtakes my chest. Right? Completely different, yeah? So it's just that feeling, the club's going under my chest, again, weights forward, leading with hands, rolling that right hand for impact. Yeah? That sounded lovely, mate. It looked really good as well. Looked just rhythmic, didn't look like you were swinging any harder at all. Much better. And that as a baseline kind of swing for where we're at now, I'm really happy with. Face and path, pretty neutral, really good. Hitting sort of 4 degrees down, really nice. 28 degrees of loft. Again, probably taking off 3-4 degrees of dynamic loft, which is, still wouldn't mind taking off a bit more, but that's really good based on where we were. And launch and spin down. Still probably a fraction high spin really. We're 100 feet, 48 descent. I actually really don't mind that whole ball flight, to be honest. 100 feet height's nice, 48 descent's good.
Contact's not too bad either.
Contact pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, that's so much better. And actually, that's the quickest swing of the day. And it looked like you weren't even trying.
So what's different with this?
It's P790. I mean, I know you mentioned about the stealth irons. I mean, yeah, you got speed. You don't need distance irons really. And actually, even if this were a fitting, like a proper fitting now, I know we're kind of doing filming, but I would say go work on what we've just done for a few weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 or 6, however long it takes to get that bedded in. And then let's relook. Because you know that's the better option. Yeah, it's heavier and stiffer. So it's a P790. So I think it'll be a little, probably a smidge stronger in loft than yours. It's a heavier, stiffer shaft. KBS Tour 120 stiff. Does it feel heavier in terms of like less comfortable, or still feels fine?
Just different.
Just different, yeah. So it was a little bit of a miss it, wasn't it? But I don't hate it.
I do like the way these look.
Yeah. But it's good though, mate. That delivery's really, I know that like it was a miss hit in terms of the, you know, the strike, but path, great, face, great, angle of attack, good. So that's 30.5 degrees in loft. So we're taking off 4 degrees of dynamic loft. So everything about what we've done in your swing to this point now to change it, in my opinion, has got it in actually a really nice spot. Yeah. But because it's so different, it's going to take a bit of practice before you're striking it well again. Both of us went, oh.
You weren't trying to sell me some clubs, but you might have actually sold just this one though. Can I have just this one? Yeah.
Really good. Still, so we went back there too, you got a little bit more of your dynamic loft on, so it did launch a little bit higher than I would like. But again, still a fantastic shot, perfect strike. Toe got a little bit more down there, interesting. Efficiency right where you want to see it, 166 carry. Right, so probably a little bit on the high side, yeah, 112.49. So even with those at the minute, with your delivery, you can obviously get away with it because it's a little bit too much loft and you've got a lot of speed, so that still went 112 feet in the air. Yeah. Loads of stopping power. That was nice, mate. It's better. Wasn't the cleanest of strikes. I mean, again, loft getting back to a little bit higher than I want to see. Probably transitioning a bit more to your natural swing again. But still decent numbers. I mean, 160 carry, you get away with it, right? 102 peak, 48 descent.
And it's not that big push right.
Yeah, no, it's going straight, which is, I mean, it's on the green. It's almost even if you feel like if you turn, then sort of try and pull in. So if you turn, and then you almost try and pull in from there, do you know what I mean? And then you've almost got that angle. If that sort of makes sense. So sort of turn, almost pulling down past the right pocket sort of thing with the handle. That sounded lovely, mate.
I just tried to actually finish a little bit up here.
Again, it was even a little bit heely, but I mean, the number's actually really good. 164 carry, 20.8 launch, 54 backspin, 104 peak height, 48 angle of descent. It's a really nice ball flight, decent distance, but really good. Again, it's better. It's better. Because we've been messing with the swing so much as well, it's like, where are we now, and hopefully where do we go to? That's the question. For me, that's why my approach after this would always be, right, go away, work on it for a bit, come back, let's see where we are. Lots to work on.
Enjoyable. I liked it though. It was good because now the numbers make sense. That was the point.
Understand a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'd focus on if I was you, just hitting those little ones. Literally what I would do for a while. If you can get to a point where you are, if you can get to a point, I'd love for you to get to a point where you can hit like almost a full shot, but without your chest moving. It depends what your tendency is. With someone like yourself, I think where the chest goes too early and we start to spin out, right, everything goes that way. I think that's why we end up getting a bit of loft on it. We end up falling off it a little bit, right? But if you can control the head while still staying over it and getting the weight forward, the low point's still going to be in front of the ball and you're going to be controlling low point much, much, much better. I mean, that's almost what I meant earlier. That's so thin. Because my low point was so far in front of the ball, I went through the ball and then... Right? But just controlling the head, I think is such an important part of it. But yeah, control the head. Hit really thin shots like that. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Get working.
Enjoyed it. Nice one. Thank you very much.
So there we go, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you picked up some little tips or tricks or little nuggets of info there that can help you implement some bits and bobs into your own game. Like I said, we didn't really go too much down the custom fitting route, so let me know what you thought of the video, if you found it interesting, entertaining, if you want to see more of it, if you want to see less of it, we're always open to ideas on the channel. So a lot of that was just kind of me implementing how I would do it personally, not that I'm a trained coach or anything like that, but it's just me being an absolute tinkerer with my own swing and having years of access to a quad to learn how to do everything from take loft off to add loft, so hit it low, hit it high, in to out, out to in, you know, hit it heel, hit it toe, whatever the case may be. I'm fantastic at manipulating my swing and manipulating the data and quite good at helping others understand how to do it for themselves. So that's all that was really. So yeah, I hope you really maybe picked up a few tips and ideas there. But yeah, let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you want to see more of it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for watching as always. Please do subscribe. Very grateful. And I'll see you, hopefully, in the next one.